I'm actually over here at the moment on a family trip with my fiance's family, who are all Danish, and we're cruising. I'll just give you a quick look at where we are. Actually, it's a beautiful location, as you can see. For those of you that don't know, Denmark is actually a series of amazing islands, and we've just been walking today, been across to a beautiful location, fantastic medieval village. So what am I sharing with you today? Well, in this video I want to share with you that we're going to be doing a cleanse next week. And when I say a cleanse, we're going to be on a juice cleanse for 3 days first. Then we're going to go through a colonic irrigation, which is an internal cleansing. Then we're going to continue with our juice cleanse, and then we're going to go through another colonic irrigation a day or so later and finish the week having gone for 4 or 5 days on just juice and having an internal cleanse and a cleanse from what we're eating. So what I want to share with you, if you've never done this process before, what I would strongly recommend is that you actually allow yourself a walk into this on a slow process. So if you are going to do a cleanse, which is essentially drinking juice, and I'm talking about morning, afternoon and evening, you're feeding your body with lots of water, lots of fresh juices, not so much juices like orange juice and processed juices. I'm referring to actual vegetables that are squeezed through a juicing device. So for example, the green style, which is what we use, that's how you would actually use that process. So you would put cucumbers, maybe spinach, you can have some super greens in there, you'll add water to that. You may put an apple in there possibly, but you're not going to have too many fruits in there. You're going to have other things such as your squash. I've got somebody down here actually, if you can just see here, look, they're coming by, enjoying their evening out. So in a juice cleanse, what we do is specifically we are drinking juice throughout the week, and it's wholesome food. So this is stuff that's good for your body, and we're going to top it up with various superfoods. Now you may want to put into that cleansing process things like some cacao, some mocha, you can maybe use spirulina. It's anything and everything that's good for your body, that's allowing your body to cleanse. Now expect that when you go through this process, your body's going to react. If you're a meat eater, if you drink alcohol, if you eat a lot of creams and dairy products, teas and coffees, sugary foods, a lot of processed foods, white breads and things like that, your body will react to this in a quite dramatic way. And typically what happens on day 3, day 1 and day 2, a lot of people get grumpy. They start to feel a little bit frustrated. Their body starts to detoxify. You've got to make sure you're drinking lots of water through this process, but also in addition to that, you're going to be naturally wanting to resist this because you're feeling hungry. Your stomach's going to be saying, oh, I need some more food. But actually the process of going through a cleanse is to allow that body to empty out, especially when you're walking into a colonic irrigation, because it makes the process much easier. Okay, so expect, and we're not going to go into this on this process now, but expect during the cleanse that on day 3 you're going to get quite a dramatic reaction, because your body will now be letting go a lot of toxins, and that could result in spots coming out. Could be a result in your tongue changing colour. Your breath will certainly get quite heavy because of the toxins. You may find, there's going to be a period where you start to dry out going to the toilet. Even your urine's going to change because it's releasing things. You've got to drink lots of water, have some of natural oils, and that's something I'll cover on a separate video. So this video I want to talk briefly about what you do leading up to a detox, up to a cleanse. And what I would strongly recommend, one of the ways to do this, is to soft launch into it, especially if you've never done it before. What I mean by that is maybe 3 days before you start your formal cleanse, what you can do is start to come off various foods. So for example, if you're a meat eater, I would suggest, and again, seek professional advice. If there's anything I'm telling you here that may cause you any challenges with your health, you have to seek professional advice. So this is really for the general use for somebody that's maybe wanting to go into a cleanse and is prepared and understands how it works. Now, historically, the people I know that have gone into a cleanse that are meat eaters, what they'll do, as I'm saying, is they'll walk in with a soft launch, meaning they'll start to come off meats beforehand, maybe 3 days before. That allows your body to cleanse through a little bit already. That's the first thing. So maybe come off the meats 3 days before a cleanse. Secondly, if you can, come off teas and coffees a little bit earlier, because that will allow the impact of the cleanse not to be so sharp on your body if you've never experienced this before. Dairy products, again, they create a lot of mucus in your body. So if you're able to come off those 3 or 4 days before as well. So you're going to walk in, maybe you come off dairy products 3 or 4 days before, meats 2 or 3 days before, teas and coffees a couple of days before. That's 3 things you can do straight away. The 4th thing I would highly recommend is that you increase the amount of water you're drinking, especially if you're a tea and coffee drinker a lot. You might want to increase your water, but certainly get it up to 1.5 to 2 litres a day, because that's going to allow that natural cleansing process to take place. There's a 4th thing I would strongly recommend. So we've gone through, let's go through these one more time. Meat and dairy, so strongly recommend you start to come off that a little bit earlier. Teas and coffee, come off that a little bit earlier. Meats, come off those a little bit earlier. Increase your water take, so that's that's a 4th thing. And the 5th thing is, I would actually practice doing this, what I'm doing here, which is basically just bouncing. You can get a little rebounder. Your natural toxins are released through the lymphatic system. So if somebody's very stagnant, they don't move around a lot, what will happen is that the lymph system won't get rid of the toxins. If you're walking into a detox and you're starting to semi-detox by coming off some of this crappy material that you might be putting into your body, sugary foods, start to ease off those. If you're doing that, I would strongly recommend doing some rebounding 10-15 minutes a day at least, leading up to the detox, because that will allow the natural cleansing process to take place. That way, when you start your formal detox, which is basically you're coming off everything, then it won't be such a shock to your system. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Very important message. Again, greetings here from Denmark, and for those of you that are starting detoxes, that's an experience that I would like to share with you, and hopefully you'll enjoy the process. I'll give you some more feedback when we're in the process.